Hello guys, No Chill Kawa here. I want to share with everyone what I would consider to be the best and easiest Pyromancer build you can play out at the moment. I have no problem timing gold on any expeditions at City 15. It is a blast to play and it's amazing for both solo and co-op play. First off, the skills we're gonna use are Heat Wave, Thermal Bomb, and Overheat. As you can notice, all of our skills are less than 7 seconds, and that's what makes this build really easy to play. Is this build gonna be easier than the Eruption build? No, absolutely. With the Eruption build, the skill ceiling lies on the efficiency of your Eruption usage, and if you mess up, you have to wait about 18 to 20 seconds for it to come back up. Is this easier than Phaser or the bullet build for Pyro? Yes, with Phaser, you have to stand still for 1 to 2 seconds, making positioning very important. With bullet Pyro, it's just tough to play overall. You're managing your bullets and feed the flames all the time, and it doesn't have a good AoE. This build, however, has spammable abilities every 6 seconds or so. It has good AoE for the mobs in front of you and those that are shooting from afar. There is no way for you to mess up the combos or your skills, and you don't really need to shoot or switch your guns. Now going over the class 3, as you guys can see and probably know, the Tempest is the best for any anomaly Pyro build. I'm not gonna explain all the nodes, but the notable ones are of course the cooldown reductions and the anomaly power. We are gonna go up the tree a little bit to pick up Wildfire, and we're also gonna pick up Warm Up, which will massively impact our heat wave. The very last node on Tempest, the Grave Ablaze, is also what makes this build insane. It will buff 2 of our abilities, our Thermal Bomb and Overheat, and because of this node, your Overheat will hit for upwards of 1 million damage, and your Thermal Bomb explosion can deal an AoE 3.5 million damage. Also with this build, as you guys can see, we have unused class points, and that's because I want you guys to allocate those 2 points based on your playstyle. The tree that you are seeing here is the core of the build, and any extra nodes are just optional. If you want to hit harder, especially on elites, I would recommend Extinction, which will give you an execute phase. You can also use Mark's Cumulation. It's also a good pickup for consistent damage. However, if you feel like you already have enough DPS and you would rather have more survivability, you can pick up Phoenix. It's really good. And you can choose Chasing the Chill Away or Strength of the Flame. These two are good tanky nodes. Again, the last 2 nodes are up to you guys. I would recommend trying out the damaging nodes first. Get a feel of how hard you're hitting, how fast you're killing the mobs, and then experiment with more survivability nodes and see which one works best for you. You can also try one of each, 1 damaging and 1 tanky node. That's also perfectly fine. Looking at our gear, first off, the guns. The guns are flexible in this build. You don't really need Air to the Desert particularly. I will say though that the Fortress rounds up how hard our skills are gonna hit. But if you don't have it yet, don't worry about it. I've played this build without the Fortress and it's still pretty good. The gun playstyle is up to you. You can do the popular Shadow Comet switching guns playstyle. You can use the Moaning Winds on your secondary gun. You can use Vulnerability mod, and you can also choose not to use your gun at all. With our armor, we are obviously gonna use the Acari 3-piece. If you're missing one piece of the Acari trifecta, but you have the Acari either gloves or boots instead, I say go for it. Like I said, this build is very forgiving, and triggering the Acari tier bonus is the most important reason why we're using the set anyway. The God roll passives for our gear are going to be Anomaly Power, Cooldown Reduction, and either Skills Life Leech or Status Power. We are gonna leave the tier 3 mods that came with the Acari set on. Fire Tsunami just highlights the easiness of this build since we have a larger heat wave and it'll hit more enemies. Detonator allows you to spam overheat, and then Anomaly Echo is just good since we are spamming abilities left and right. We are gonna use 3 mods to buff our thermal bomb. We have Branded, which is a stacking 40% damage debuff. We're gonna use Double Fun, which makes our wave clears very effortless, and this also gives us the extra easiness of this build since we don't really need to hard aim where our thermal bombs are going. And then we have Fire Frenzy, which will give us extra thermal charge. I've played with and without Double Fun, and it's not a big deal if you're missing this mod. It will make clears easier though, but don't worry if you don't have it. On the other hand, Branded is very important. The potential 80% debuff allows us to kill elites in one combo. We'll be using 2 mods for our heat wave. We have Ride the Wave for extra charge, and then we have Burnout for the 25% debuff. These are both tier 1 mods, so they're easy to get and they work great with the Acari set. We also have 1 mod for overheat, and that's Pants on Fire. On my last Pyro video, I said that I'd give this mod 5 out of 5 stars. It's so good that in maps like Boomtown, you're just focusing on the elites and let Pants on Fire take care of all the rest. And then we have 1 defensive mod, Emergency Stance, and it's currently bugged, gives you infinite damage reduction uptime, and it's just good overall, at least right now. If you don't want to use it, the shield counterpart is also good. It triggers whenever your health drops below 30%. Freezing Trap is another good one. If you're feeling spicy and don't want to play with a defensive mod and you want to go all out on damage instead, Untamed Power is also good to use, and of course Captain Hunter. Now I just want to explain the playstyle real quick. The combo is overheat first, and don't worry, it'll be back up, and then you use double heat wave. Try to hit as many as you can for the Acari bonus, and then double thermal bomb, and then overheat again, and that's it. By that time, either heat wave is back up again or it's almost back up. Some tips on your skill usage: don't be greedy with your thermal bombs. Hit whichever you can, try spreading it if you can though. For heat wave, say there's an elite on your right and a pack of mobs to your left. You have options. You can reposition so you can hit them all with your double heat. With your double heat wave. Or you can hit the pack of mobs first so you get the anomaly power boost, and then use the second heat wave on the elite for the 25% debuff. If you don't care about the mobs and just want to kill the elite ASAP, you can use them both on the elites for the 50% damage debuff. Now I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I'll either put a gameplay in the end or I'll put a thumbnail for a video showcasing this build. But that's the in-depth guide of the easiest Pyromancer build out there. It's really easy to play, it's fun to play. You may need to farm some tier 3 mods for it to work perfectly, but it's very flexible. And I really hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. But until then, good luck gamers and good luck farmers.